Jeremy Osterberger here with BIC Magazine. I have Jim Pulaski with me. Jim is Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Veolia North America. Jim, how are you doing today?
Great, Jeremy. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to our discussions.
Absolutely. So, Jim, in some previous videos, we talked about Veolia's value proposition for the downstream oil and gas market, but what other markets does Veolia serve?
Sure. Well, although we have a very heavy investment and base here in Houston in the refining, petrochemical, chemical industry, throughout North America, we're involved in a number of other industries. Not only do we provide water recycling and reuse opportunities to the mining industry. So mining out the western part of the U.S., we're big in power industry, semiconductor industry. We clean up some of their waste streams. We take some of their very difficult to handle waste streams and clean them up. And the food and beverage industry. So think of colas, think of candy bars, and the list can go on and on. Also, we do a bit in the pharmaceutical industry as well. And in each of those cases, what we're primarily focusing on is water, waste, and energy. So think of the pharmaceutical industry. We'll take some of their hazardous and regulated waste to dispose of them properly, beneficially reuse of some solvents. In the semiconductor industry, not only will we take that very difficult to treat waste stream, we'll reconstitute it and regenerate it and send it back as a first grade product for them to reuse. Very circular in nature.
So, Jim, thank you for that. So, getting back to the downstream refining petrochemical market, of course, that's kind of BIC Magazine's core audience. Talk a little bit about just the outlook for that market, and maybe how Veolia plays into that outlook with what's going on currently in the downstream market.
Sure. I mean, very exciting to us. 15 years ago, the kids were asking me, I grew up as a chemical engineer, should I get into chemical engineering? And I said, well, I'm not really sure. Most of the chemical industry is moving to Asia Pacific. It's moving out of the U.S. Well, lo and behold, who would have thought 10 years later, 15 years later, we're boomtown. It's exploding here.
The shale explosion.
The shale, the low-cost raw materials. The Gulf Coast was built on low-price natural gas, and now shale is bringing us low-price natural gas again. Right. The big guys are building the crackers here, and it'll just flow downstream. So think of the lowest cost incremental oil in the world is being produced out in the Permian Basin, and that's coming into the Houston area, cracked into petrochemicals and downstream chemicals. Very exciting times for our industry here.
That's great. Well, Jim, thank you so much for joining us here at BIC Magazine, and I look forward to some future conversations with you. And you can find some more conversations with Jim on bicmagazine.com.